Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the latest Michael Bay film that just released in theaters, Ambulance. I always try to be respectful of the filmmaking craft and the pursuit of cinema because I know that even if a movie doesn't work for me, that people got up every day, they went to work, and they really believed in what they were doing, and they wanted to make something that made an impact on their audience. And I know that there's usually a lot of times an audience that is really cognizant of what's happening, and they really appreciate the film, and they really love it. And so it's, whenever you have to deliver a bad review for something, I always feel, I try not to enjoy giving a bad review because, they tried to do something, and the audience that was there, maybe they liked it, and it didn't work for me. A lot of times I'm very respectful of the creative process of filmmaking. Today is not that day. I'm sorry, there comes a point, there's very few filmmakers that do this for me, and honestly, Michael Bay might be the only one, but he just shows such contempt for his incompetence that it's just infuriating that he keeps getting people to pay to make these movies. And I think he thinks the worst of his audience. And that's really what is, I think, the most appalling thing. You watch his movies and you're questioning, does he even care? Does he even think to imagine what his audience wants from this story? Or does he imagine the audience that might be there to watch the movie and what they'll think of it when he hands them this shoddy piece of crap? If anything, he just tries to make a quick buck the fastest way possible. And there's just such cynicism on display with all of his movies. From minute one, the camera just refused to stop moving. And those drone shots got old very quickly. It was the laziest way to try and create some urgency to what is happening here. And the movie just never lets up. So it just feels like a deluge, a monotonous action cacophony. For 2 hours and 16 minutes. Why this movie is this long? Why all Michael Bay movies are this long? I will never be able to tell you. I mean, this plot could last 20 minutes and he somehow stretches it for 2 hours and 16 minutes. It's nauseating. It's migraine inducing because the camera's always moving. Half the time it's not in focus. Half the time the camera angle is so close up, like it's just their eyes or like their mouth, and it's still shaking, and it's like, what is going on here? Why do you think that any audience will be able to retain what's happening or will actually enjoy this? There's a way to create chaos cinematically that shows control over your craft, that shows a command of the camera. Bay is literally just he's improvising everything. This whole movie feels unplanned, unfocused, and therefore unwatchable. Any effort for this movie to be about something, especially in terms of the score trying to unify all of these disparate elements, the fact that this movie dares to try and connect all of these different things together, it's mind-boggling when you get to the end and they cut together a bunch of scenes and you're like, no, this wasn't a story. These weren't characters. This isn't this type of thing that you can wrap up with a bow. The only thing I think this movie does somewhat well is that I think the motivations for our three leads are okay. They're well established, and I think there could have been much more done with that in anybody else's hands. Bay just doesn't care about what he's doing. He knows that if he does it and he packages it in this way, the people will give him money. And that's all he cares about. You watch this movie and you don't see a film, you don't see characters, you just see the paycheck that Bay is cashing in. The actors, aside for Isaac Gonzalez, who I think does a nice job given what she's given, they're all at a 17. They're all acting to the back of the row. And the camera is so close to them. It's like Tom Hooper's Les Miserables. If you're gonna belt and give these big performances, then why do we need to spit on the camera? Michael Bay repeatedly references his own movies. His own movies become plot points in this film. There's a line from The Rock that is mentioned twice. Between self-referencing your own work and the terrible execution of every single component of this film, It just feels that Bay is masturbating on film and we're just forced to watch. Honestly, I would have walked out of this movie had I not wanted to review it. I felt that I cannot review a movie that I don't see the whole thing for. It's my own personal thing, but I would have walked out. I would have walked out probably like 40 minutes into this thing. That's how just it's not even laughably bad, because at least when you're laughing, you're deriving some sort of pleasure. There's no pleasure I derived from this movie. It was just a dirge, a slog, a uncomfortable, unwatchable mess. Now, some of you may not believe that this movie is as bad as I'm portraying it to be. I mean, it's fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, but let me just paint this scene here. There's a moment when there's a police officer driving and there's a dog in the back seat. And that's this funny bit of like, how did a dog get in the back seat of the police chase? And those are the only two beings in the car. And then we cut to a mid shot of the car, the police car, and you can see a dog trainer in the back of the car patting the dog as the car is going 80 miles per hour to try and calm it down while they're shooting the scene. The movie is so lazy that it won't even take out the shot of the dog trainer in the movie. So I would now like to never think of this movie again. I hope you didn't see this. I honestly, every time a new Michael Bay movie comes out, I tell myself, why do I go? Why? Why do I see this? It's just an egregious time at the movie theater, and this might be it. I might be done. I'm tapped out. So, Michael Bay, if you got another movie and you release it, who cares? I don't know if I can sit through any more Michael Bay movies. Sorry. That's my review of Ambulance. Please let me know that, hopefully you didn't see this, but if you did, let me know what you thought in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to not miss any new videos from Spoilers Ahead with Anthony Post. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you at the movies.